Today's session is all about building strength. We're going to be using our kettlebells as a resistance today, and we're going to be working on building not just muscle strength, but also bone strength and boosting your metabolism as well. So this session is absolutely perfect for you if you're a female in your 40s, 50s plus, going through any stage of menopause and just really looking to reset your fitness in midlife. I'm going to be using 2 kettlebells for this workout today. I'm going to be using an 8 kilo kettlebell and also a 12 kilo kettlebell, but you can use whatever is right for you, whatever gives you a good amount of challenge. If you just have 1 kettlebell, then you can substitute in a dumbbell if you want to go for something lighter or heavier. We're going to have a quick warm up. We'll have the main part of the session, which is around 20 minutes, and we'll finish with a quick cool down. So if you're ready, let's get going. We're going to start the warm up today with some shoulder rolls. So just starting to ease any tension out of those shoulders, bringing the shoulders up to the ears and rolling around, not bringing the ears down to the shoulder. So just rolling around in one direction here. And let's switch directions. Well done. So just preparing our body for the workout that is to come. It's going to be a lot into the upper body, also into the core, and of course there will be a big focus on lower body as well. So this really is a full body session for you today. Brilliant work. Bringing the arms out in front. I want you to bring the arms out to the side, up overhead, back down and in front. So just really opening up into the chest here. Squeeze those shoulder blades back together. Nice deep breaths. Really getting your body and your mind to a point where you know that you're going to take on this workout today. You're going to work through some challenging moves, but you are absolutely capable of doing that today as long as you work to your level. Challenge is change, okay? So really good to give yourself that challenge. Take a rest here. We're just going to do a really simple squat next, so just sitting into a squat and coming up to stand. Sitting into a squat and standing. Each time going ever so slightly lower if you can, pushing that bottom back, knees tracking over the toes, making sure the knees are not coming in. Chest is nice and open. Well done. Almost there. One more exercise to go. Brilliant. So here we're going to work on our hip hinge. This is actually going to be working into the first exercise we're going to be using today. We're going to use that hip hinge. So the hip hinge here is, imagine that you're just pushing your pelvis back. So you're just pushing back here, a little bend into the knee. So that's our hip hinge here. It's not a squat. We're going to just work on that hip hinge. So push back and come forwards. Now wanting to make sure that the shoulders are higher than the hips here in this hinge. Well done. So each time go a little lower if you can, but keep those shoulders high, feeling it in the back of those legs there. Lovely work. And take a rest. Okay, so we're going to work into our first exercise here. Now I'm going to be using my heavier kettlebell for this first exercise. If you don't feel ready to do that straight away, you can go for something lighter and then work into something heavier, because we will be doing each block today twice. So let me show you what we're going to be doing. Remember to pick up those weights with caution, okay? Always bending to pick those weights up, not just hunching over. Holding your kettlebell in front with 2 hands. We're going to use that hip hinge. We're going to do a deadlift. So we're going to come down, keep that kettlebell really close to the shins, coming up and then an upright row. Okay, so join in when you're ready. So coming down, up, upright row. So that upright row is all about keeping the elbows nice and high. Good. So keep that kettlebell really close to those shins. And if you don't have a heavier kettlebell, maybe you only have 1, then you can use 2 dumbbells for this. Okay, so you're just going to keep the hands a little bit further spaced apart. Well done. Good job. And take a rest. Fantastic work. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna work into a staggered position. So I'm gonna come down onto my mat here. Now, if you don't work onto a kneeling position, that's absolutely fine. You can do this from standing. This just gives a little bit extra into the core. I'm gonna bring the weight behind. So I'm holding my palm facing out, and we're just gonna push up with one hand and come back down. So push and back down. So I'm using my 8 kilo here. Okay. Just keeping it really controlled in this movement. So this staggered position here is giving us a little bit more into the core, a bit more core activation, working not just the abs, but also your back. Well done. And because we're working one side, we're working an uneven surface here, which just gives the core even more to work into. Well done. We are gonna switch sides here. So I'm gonna switch both legs and arms. Okay, so get yourself ready. Take a nice deep breath in, push that breath out. To get that kettlebell into position, you're gonna hold on to it and you're just gonna rotate it around so it's just sitting on the back of your forearm. Are you ready? Up and down, good. Well done. Up and down. Breathe it through. Well done. So just keep it nice and controlled here. That's what we're working on. Real control. Brilliant work. Not long to go. Few more. Breathe it through. Keep that control. Remember what you're working for today. Building strength. Take a rest. Fantastic work. You can come up to your feet. If you need to just take a second to come up to your feet, you can just hit pause. Okay, don't rush. Don't want you to get dizzy. Just get yourself up. A few nice deep breaths, and we're gonna go into our next exercise. We're gonna hold the kettlebell belly up, okay? So the handle's facing down. We're gonna sit into a squat. We're gonna push away, come back in and stand. Squat, push, in, stand, okay? Brilliant. So you're trying to keep the chest open all the time here. If you need to go lighter at any point during this workout, then please do. Okay, but just remember, this weight should feel challenging. It should feel hard. Okay, it should feel really tough, especially now as we're coming to the end of this set. Well done, brilliant work. We're gonna go back and we're gonna go back to that deadlift again, okay? So deadlift with upright row. So if the first time you used a lighter weight and you have access to a heavier one, then let's do that now together. Bring that weight in front, overhand grasp. Let's go. Sit down, up, elbows up nice and high. Down, up, elbows high. Okay, good. Remember keeping those wrists nice and neutral as well. So not folding over at the wrist and bending at the wrist. Well done. Remembering keeping those shoulders higher than the hips. So here they're higher, here they're lower. Okay, so really making sure that you're in the right movement. Take a rest. Brilliant. Back down to our staggered position. Again, if you want to do this from standing or from seated even, then you can. Okay, these workouts are supposed to be adaptable. They're supposed to have variations that you can make work for you. Are you ready to go? Let's do this. Up and down. Good. Well done. Now, if you find that kettlebell a little uncomfortable on that skin contact on the back of your forearm, resting there on your forearm, you can use like a sweatband. Okay, often people will put those on just to stop that pressure. So if that hurts for you, then you get yourself a couple of sweatbands. Okay, while you get used to it, take a rest, well done. We're gonna switch sides. Just where that contact is, right on that bone. If you don't have much here and you're just quite, you know, you've just got a bit of bone and that skin, it is quite uncomfortable. So if you can't cope with it for 40 seconds or thereabouts, then get yourself a couple of sweatbands. That does help. Ready? Let's go. Good. Well done. So just keeping a nice pace here. This is the last time you're doing these, so just working nice and strong. Remembering why you're moving today. Is it for bone health? Is it for muscle health? Is it to boost your metabolism? Maybe burn some calories? Maybe for just a full body strengthening workout to boost your mood, to feel good. Well done. And take a rest, finish the one you're on, coming up to stand. So we've got that squat with the front push again. So here what we're doing is pushing that weight away from your body, really tough, okay? We're not using any momentum or any swinging to push that away from the body, so it is really hard. So just keep it slow and just do a few really controlled moves. And then you're gonna get the real benefit from that, rather than if you're gonna do loads of really sloppy ones. Okay, so just really keep controlled. Amazing. Good. Keep working. Brilliant work. Great. 4, 3, 2, 1. Finish the one you're on. Fantastic. Okay. Next up, we're going to be doing a reverse lunge, and we're going to be passing the weight under your leg. So this is the first time in this session today where we're going to be switching the weight from one hand to the other. So reverse lunge, stepping back, bringing the weight under the legs, coming back up, back through to the other side. Okay, so join in when you're ready. Under. For some of you, letting go of that kettlebell for the first time, if you've not done a movement like this, you might think, oh my goodness, I'm gonna drop it. Don't worry, as long as your feet are out of the way and you've got a floor covering, like your mat, should be absolutely fine. Okay, just trust yourself, have that confidence. Well done. Good. And take your rest. Fantastic work. We're going to come back round to that one. But before we do, we're going to do a single arm front rack squat. So again, we're going to just rack that weight up onto the forearm here. And we're going to just sit into a squat. Nice and easy. Squatting, holding that weight just onto the top of the forearm as we're coming down and coming up. So just squatting down and up. So we're unevenly loaded again here. Okay, so what we don't want to be doing is bending over to match that weight. Okay, so we're sitting down, back, through the bottom. If you need to turn the toes out, okay, if your knees are feeling that a little bit, turn the toes out and just shift that focus to the inner thigh. Well done. Brilliant work. We're going to switch sides. Well done. Good job. Okay, you're doing really well here. So these are all movements that you should be feeling by the end of them. That was tough, but I can manage to go again if I have a little rest. You ready? Let's go. So down and up, down and up again. Turn the toes if you need to. Good. Otherwise, toes are ever so slightly out and you're coming down and up. Again, just making sure that bottom pushes back, chest stays nice and open, you're breathing. Good. If this feels slightly out of your comfort zone, but you are managing, then you are at the right level. Okay? Good job. Take a rest, fantastic work. We will come back for that exercise again, but before we do, we've got one more before we go back round to the top here. We're gonna do a lateral lunge. So the movement on a lateral lunge, we're stepping out, we're pushing the bottom back, keeping the chest open. We're gonna take the weight with us, okay? So we're gonna come across, we're gonna come up, switch hands, and go across to the other side, okay? So again, we're manipulating that weight, working two sides in one interval by moving that weight across. Highly functional, by which I mean you see this kind of movement in day-to-day life, maybe not with the lateral lunge per se, but that shifting of weight, you know, even just thinking of things like shopping bags, okay, when you're just moving it from one hand to the other, it's that confidence in the movement. Take a rest, brilliant work. We're gonna go back to those reverse lunges with the pass through or the pass under, okay. Really important here to try and make sure that you're nice and upright, you're not bending all the way over. Are you ready? Let's go. Step back, passing under, coming back in. Back, under, back in. There will be a little bit of bending forwards as you reach under to get your weight, depending how long your arms are and how long your body is. Okay, so there are obviously going to be some physiological differences. But if you're struggling with that balance, keep your eye gaze focused on a particular point where you know that you're going to stay nice and stable. 2, 1, fantastic. You're doing really, really well here, okay? This is the penultimate block, okay? We've got one block after this and it's only 2 exercises. So you've done really well if you got this far. Let's re-rack, bring that weight round and sit back into our squat position. Are you ready? Let's go. So sit and come up. Sit and up. So this uneven loading here, it just gives our body something else to think about. Okay, it really challenges your skeletal system, your muscular system. Okay, it keeps your brain thinking. You're really not relying on one thing or another. You must have done hundreds of squats already, especially if you've been following me. You've been doing loads and loads of squats. But this uneven loading on the squat just adds a second dimension to the exercise, which is already a full body compound exercise, a complex exercise. Take a rest. Okay, so this just pushes you even further. It forces your body to make those adaptations, okay? The ones that we're looking for, the ones for strength, okay, to build that muscle, build that strength, build that confidence. We're ready? 2, 1, let's go. Down and up. Down and up, good job. And we all have imbalances, okay? There's going to be imbalances in absolutely everybody. We have a dominant side and non-dominant side. I've talked about it before. Okay, so it's about really working hard on the non-dominant side, but also understanding that if we just keep working the dominant side, that's just going to get stronger and the gulf is going to get bigger. Okay, so unilateral exercises like this, one-sided exercises are so good for identifying and working on those imbalances. Take a rest, really good. Okay, we've got that alternate lateral lunge one more time. Okay, so just again, for this movement, out to the side, bottom comes back, chest is nice and open, and you're holding your weight, coming back up, switching, and going over to the other side. You ready? Let's do this. Across, and across. And if you have particularly sweaty hands, it can be quite tricky each time to, you know, let go of that weight really, because your hands get a little bit clammy. So just work to what you've got, okay? So just do you. Just slow it down, okay? When we're working with weights, you always slow down anyway, so just slow it down. You're still holding that weight. Do it safely, do it right. and take a rest. Fantastic. Okay, we're into our last little section now. This is a little bit tricky. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start with a little swing, and then we're gonna bring the weight up. Start with a little swing and bring the weight up. So we're gonna stop it in its momentum, okay? So we're gonna hold the weight in between the legs, swing up, hold, swing down, hold, hold. Now I find it easier here to hold with my knuckles facing my back wall here. You may find it easier with your knuckles facing out. I find that really hard. So again, you do you. We're hinging at the hip, we are not squatting. So we're using that bit of momentum here and then stopping it in its tracks. Really tough. Take a rest, fantastic. Okay, back in one last time. On the other side, we are gonna repeat this round again. Okay, so really working on that swing. This is a nice little bit of heart and lung boost as well. So up, hold, back through, hold, hold. It's that getting the hold that's really tough. Yes, good job. Hold. Let it swing and then hold it. Okay, the amount of control you need, not just in your core, arm strength here, we're looking at grip strength as well, which is really, really important. Good job. 2, 1, take a rest. Fantastic work. Okay, before we do that one more time, we're gonna do a standing crunch here, which is one of my most favorite exercises to do with a dumbbell, but I'm gonna treat you all to it with a kettlebell today. I just love this exercise, it's so brilliant. Overhead work, so bring that weight overhead, we're gonna crunch down, okay? If you're used to doing this with me in a different session, we never use an 8 kilo for this, okay? So this is challenging. But your body is so primed right now to do this because of everything you've already done, and we're so close to the end of the session. Good. Each time just do one more, just one more, yes, good. Brilliant work, you're nearly there. Take a rest, really great. Okay, we're gonna do the swing to the hammer hold one more time, each side, then that standing crunch one more time. If you've had enough now, if you think I am done, I know my limits, this feels like it's enough, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, you can absolutely bow out gracefully now. You have full permission. Otherwise, we're working one more time, swing and hold, swing and hold. Good. So if you usually use your kettlebells as a doorstop, as I know some in the community do, this is a great little workout for you to try. Okay, give it a go. We've got loads of other, well not loads, but I've got other kettlebell workouts as well for you to get your teeth into. Lots of different moves there. Take a rest. They're unwieldy, they're difficult to use if you're used to using dumbbells. So if you're new to kettlebells and you think, this is just, feels so different, it does feel different. And it feels different because all the weight is at the bottom, it's an uneven load. Let's go one more time. Hold it in, good. If you can get that first 1 or 2 held in, that shows really good strength, really good control. Good job. Excellent. So loads of different exercises you can do with the kettlebell, loads of ones that are just the same as well. Okay, lots of similar exercises that you can do with a dumbbell. So if you only have kettlebells, then you can use them in place of a dumbbell. take a rest. Fantastic work. We've got that standing crunch one more time, then we have a short cool down. If you can stay with me to the end, please do. Please stay to the end of the video. Do the cool down. It really helps me reach more people if you do stay to the end. So even if you don't do the cool down, please just let the video keep playing. It's really good. Thank you for my watch time. Okay, and that just really helps YouTube know that you've enjoyed this video if you watch it all the way through. So even if you just keep it playing in the background, that would help me out a load. Keep crunching. Yes. Good job. Work it through. We're nearly there. We're so close to the end. If you need to employ the one more strategy, then employ it now. One more. Just do one more. One more. Yes, good. And take a rest. You did so well in that session today. If you managed to get through all of those exercises, even if you bowed out before the last tiny round, then that's really, really great. It shows that you did really well, okay? And then next time you do this, you can go all the way through and see how you feel. We're gonna just stretch out through the shoulders here, just stretching out through the deltoid muscles here, bringing the arm across the body, walking it through. Try not to just flop down. Let's get that heart rate back to its resting state, okay? Let's switch sides. Good job. So apart from the kneeling in this session, it's an all standing workout. Okay, proving you do not have to get down to the mat to get a really good workout in. Well done. Let's just stretch out through the chest. So bring your hands behind as if you're shaking hands with yourself. Push your chest out without pushing your head. So keeping the ears in line with shoulders here. And I like to just keep moving around ever so slightly when I do my cool downs, even if it's just rocking backwards and forwards. Well done. And let's do the opposite. Let's stretch out through the upper back, drop the head down. Good. Really stretching through that upper back. Lovely work. Brilliant. Final thing we're going to do today is we're just going to go back into that hip hinge. We're going to keep our legs nice and straight. So we're just going to hinge the hips back, keep the legs nice and straight. So really feeling that stretch through the low back, also through the back of the legs, through the hamstrings here. A couple of deep breaths. Breathe yourself back up again. Down again. And if you need to bring those arms out, that gives you even more, a little bit of a stretch through. Bend down slightly more, keep the back nice and straight. Feel that through the low back. And coming up. Amazing job. Thank you so, so much for doing this workout with me today. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments how you found the session, what you want to see more of. Please, please, please leave me a comment, leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Just so it really helps more people just like you find me. And if you'd like more stuff like this, even more than you already find on the channel, then I do 2 live streams a week, which you can come and join in for everybody. If you can't make it at the live stream time, members of our VIP, fitness VIP level on our membership can get those on demand. So that's an exclusive perk for that top tier of membership, which is super, super, super cheap at just $4.99 per month. And that really helps to support me because it means I can do more sessions like this without having to go out and get another job. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for all of your support and encouragement. Leave me a comment. Really well done on getting this session done today, and I will see you at the next one. Take care. Bye.